Drake is either a genius or the most conniving aura thief of our time.
Drake is the greatest rapper ever.
And you said,
and I don't apologize about it.
And the fact that he does it under our nose while still manipulating our emotions is proof of that. Yes, you heard me right. Because I've discovered the secret source. And it is no coincidence that he used Michael Jackson's iconic glove for his new album cover. In fact, this is not the first time that Drake is doing something like this. And once you see the pattern, ladies and gentlemen, you can't unsee it. Because the pattern is simple. Every time Drake is about to make a major move, he attaches himself to a legend. And it works every single time. Now, throughout Drake's career, he has been known as the man that loves all kinds of jewelry. No problem, including jewelry that served as an extension or representation of icons in the music industry. This is where things get very fishy. Because every time Drake has bought an extension of an icon, it had somehow been on the eve of a new song or a new album. Let me give you examples. Example 1. Pharrell's NERD chains, worth around $2.6 million. Drake acquired Pharrell's iconic $2 million Ned chain in 2022 through Pharrell's own auction platform, Jupiter. Then Drake flexed the chains in his Jumbotron shit-popping music video while promoting his joint album, A Loss, with 21 Savage. Careful, he did this using Pharrell's own legacy pieces as promotional props. Back then, it caused a buzz on social media with fans swearing that Drake did not deserve to touch such a legend's item, even though he clearly bought it. At the end of the day, Pharrell had no choice but to come out and say something about it. And as far as he was concerned, it was all cool, good. But you see, something happened here. Drake noticed the buzz it got. And when it comes to celebrities, buzz, whether negative or positive, is buzz. All that matters is how well you can use it to your advantage. And then in 2023, Drake stole aura again in the 2023 song Meltdown, the one with Travis Scott. Drake rapped, "I melt down the chains I bought from your boss. Give a f about all that heritage shit," clearly implying that he had melted down Pharrell's chains. While there was no evidence of this, just that sentence was enough to call back the attention of Pharrell's fans. And once the rumor went out, everybody wanted to know if it was true. So they dove back into the song, trying to break every layer of it. And what happened to Meltdown? It climbed Billboard faster than Mario could ever save Princess Peach. Meltdown debuted at #1 on Billboard's Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs charts with 32.2 million streams in its first week alone. It also debuted at #1 on the Canadian Hot 100 and #10 on the UK official single charts. Now, it's easy for you to say it's a coincidence or that the Utopia album was just fire. Well, it was good. But you see, Meltdown was the most streamed song on the entire Utopia album, accounting for nearly 10% of the album's total streams that week. And Utopia itself debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 with 496,000 album equivalent units, the biggest week for any rap album in 2023. That year, Billboard named Drake one of the greatest pop stars of 2023. And we all know it was because of Meltdown, noting that it kept fans hooked throughout the summer, despite none of his collaborations that year taking off quite like his previous work. Meaning that Drake dissed Pharrell using chains he bought from Pharrell, and the song still went #1. That's not a coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. That's a system. And so at the time, I am very sure it was clear to Drake. Controversy brings attention. But if you don't believe me, let's check out example number 2. Tupac's crown ring, which was purchased for around $1 million in July 2023. After all, it's such a comfortable coincidence that it happened a week to that same Utopia album. Wrong. For those of you that don't know, Tupac's ring is one of, if not the holy grail of rap history. The icon designed the ring himself in 1996 after his release from prison. It symbolized first of all his new company, and then Pac and Dada 1996 for his engagement to Kidada Jones. He wore it at the MTV VMAs just days before he was shot. Drake purchased such a memorable artifact for over $1 million, more than triple the original estimate of around 200 to 300,000. Then immediately revealed himself as the buyer on Instagram while promoting his feature. on Travis Scott's Utopia album. This naturally got fans mad, and none madder than Kendrick Lamar himself, the GOAT. Kendrick Lamar made it a hip-hop battleground, rapping at his pop-out show, "Give me Tupac's ring back, and I might give you a little respect." That line turned the purchase into a full cultural war. Of course, fans' opinions were divided on the matter. Some said Drake was honoring Pac, some said he wasn't. Regardless, they were all talking about him, and like I said, publicity matters as a celebrity. Meaning any song playing at the time having Drake's name attached to it was in the eyes of the public. Like I said, once you see this, you can never unsee it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to Michael Jackson's glove. Let me remind you that Drake bought Michael Jackson's glove back in 2023. That's like 3 years ago. All this time, he never posed or swagged with it. He never went on shows with it. And then just like that, Michael Jackson's biopic released in cinemas. Just when fans were going crazy about MJ, singing MJ's song day and night, boom, Drake released his album Iceman. Note that it was exactly 21 days after MJ's movie dropped. Enough time to see the buzz around MJ and ride that wave. Yes, and for those of you that are thinking otherwise, Drake is a major fan of Michael Jackson. But if that does not convince you that this is still a calculated move, let me remind you guys that Drake didn't just drop one album. He dropped 3 simultaneously. His first solo albums after being publicly destroyed by Kendrick Lamar. Meaning that this brother couldn't afford to fail. So he did not rely on just his music. He borrowed the most powerful aura available, a dead king, whose movie had just reminded the entire world of why he was untouchable. Again, these are the first solo albums he is dropping after his deadly beef with Kendrick Lamar. I am sure you guys remember that song. If you ask me, it is clear Drake did not stop singing after his beef with Kendrick Lamar, but he could not afford to release an album that will flop, especially when his reputation was at a terrible low. So he did the smartest thing ever, one that has proven time and time again to work. Drake rode on the aura of the legends that have come before him. Like I said in the beginning of this video, ladies and gentlemen, Drake is either a genius or the most conniving aura thief of our time. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Have you noticed these patterns elsewhere, or is Drake just the first? Thank you.